Hey, good morning. Welcome back to a beautiful day here at Sunshine Acres. I'm Jason. I know the camera's moving a little bit here, a little wind today, but other than that, it is a nice day out. So today we're up here in the wood yard again. As you can see, I'm standing in front of one of these piles of cedar. We've got a total of 3 of them laying around. The bulk of that material is going to be used for vertical posts. Is that redundant? Vertical posts? I think so. But the posts for the lean-tos on the utility building. So the bulk of them will be used for that. We need total 1, 2, 3, 4, approximately 10 of them for that. So we'll get the best ones that will go to that. But what we're gonna try to do, and this is kind of a scraggly pile, but we're gonna try to get in here and find pieces. Kara's boss man needs 5 cedar stair treads that are, I got the dimensions in there, but we're gonna oversize a little bit. He needs 5 of them, 2 inches thick, 12 inches wide, 8 feet long. He needs a little less than that, but we're gonna oversize these in the meantime. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get the width. If we can get, 11, 12 inches and then be able to cut that down. If we can't, I talked to him and he said he's fine with laminating too. So if we can get 6-inch wide pieces, they're just over 2 inches thick, 8 feet long. I think he's needs 7, 8, but we'll cut down and laminate those and make those stair treads. So I don't quite know how this is going to go, but we're just going to dig in the pile, try to find some of the bigger ones and try to start generating at least, 2-inch by 6-inch wide pieces that we can laminate together for treads. But ideally we'll try to get 11, 12-inch wide pieces. If we can get a few of those, that will help. So again, I don't quite know where this is going to go, but we're going to put some of the cedar on the mill and go from there. Come on. All right, so this guy, while it's pretty long, it's definitely got a lot of stuff going on here with branches and that kind of thing. I'm not quite sure what to do with this on the mill, but I think we just need to start trying to open it up. I may try to rotate it 90. You can kind of see how this got a little crotch here, double split. Maybe get that cut off, flip it over and try to get this backside cut off as well. And may get it down to something that's workable. There is a hole on the other side as well. I measured inside, that goes up about 3 feet. So I'm not terribly optimistic that we're getting any of the usable pieces out of this for stair treads. But the flip side of what we're doing with this cedar is I want to process what's left over for, call it micro firewood, for like solo stoves and that kind of thing. So we are going to take whatever's left and keep downsizing that into usable boxes of smaller firewood. So even though we're not maybe get good yield off of this guy, hopefully we don't mess up blades and or do anything to the saw, but we just want to get a bunch of material out of this. So again, I don't know if you can tell, I'm kind of delaying the start of this a little bit, but I think it's just go time and see what we can find in here. And if not, I am going off somewhat of an older blade on this guy. So I'm kind of prepared to sacrifice that at this point and then maybe focus on some straighter logs. But enough dilly-dallying around, it's time to get going. So let's get into this. Okay, so relative success on that. You can definitely see This was the hole in the big end. That didn't even quite go 3 feet. So, I mean, obviously that's kind of scrap, but I think you see what's left, and we're oversized on thickness. So I think we just need to get these down to the shop and process them and get the biggest boards we can out of them. Probably not gonna worry too much about the live edge stuff. But yeah, pretty happy with that. That could have turned out bad, and I think we got a bunch of usable stuff out of it. All right, so we got these guys moved down here. We got 5 2.5-inch cedar slabs moved down, as well as I just took care of all the offcuts and got those cut into shorter, smaller stuff for, let's call it premium firewood for like a solo stove or something like that. But yeah, I hope you can hear me with the wind going a little bit here, but yeah, we've got some rotted out spots down here, and to have this size of a slab, we're probably only going to get, we'll see when I flip this over, but I'm guessing we only get like one 2x6 by 8 footer out of this, which is not the kind of yield you want, but what we do pull out is it's gonna look just fine. Yeah, we've got some spaces here we need to look at as far as voids, but if we flip those over, maybe, we'll see. But we're gonna, you know, cut these to length and then start squaring them up and see what we can get out of them. But we're just gonna have to haul these in here one at a time in the shop and just start cutting away at them and go from there. But so out of these 5 slabs, I hope to get at least 5 2x6s, so we'll have half of what we need, and then laminate things together, because I just don't see in the log pile that we have a bunch of 11, 12-inch wide pieces that are going to work. So I'm going to try to get 6 inchers, at a minimum 5.5, and go from there. And then hopefully we do one more log on the mill and then kind of wrap this little project up. But yeah, we're going to start ripping these guys down. Come on. So definitely not as good as expected. The 2x6 I was able to get out of here. You can see we've got some wane, a little bit of rot in there, void spots, just not stuff we want to be using for, especially for horizontal treads. So we're gonna get back on the mill and try this again. So on the plus side, I was able to salvage some slabs out of this, cedar slabs. So just for like individual shelf projects or stuff like that. So we'll let those guys start drying. So we got a little bit out of it, but definitely not what we were looking for. All right, so I took a day off of this project to just kind of smoke over the situation and kind of figure out where we're at. The bottom line is I end up cutting out of that first log. I got 2.5-inch pieces of, you know, call it true 2x6. And between, I think I was just cutting too fast, and I had a dull blade as well. But I mean, that thing, it's wavy. So, and it was all kind of pitted and rotted out in a few spots. And I don't know, a lesson learned here. I mean, I keep kind of doing the same thing over and over, and what do they say? Like, if you keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, that's the definition of insanity. Well, I think that's kind of what I've been doing a little bit. I've been trying to take bad logs and make good stuff out of them, and I don't think that's probably the right approach. So even this guy here, I mean, he's got some beautiful little sections, but all in all, I think we're just going to cut this guy up. May go to firewood. I'm gonna set it aside for now, but it may just go in the fire pit. But the 2x6s that were, I don't know if you can hear me with that wind or not. I hope that camera doesn't blow over. But the two 2x6s we have, I'm gonna go ahead and cut those down to 1 foot pieces, split them up smaller, and I'll show you a little basket here we've been working on with some of that stuff. So we've got sellable material for like smaller fire pits, kind of a premium little firewood type deal. So that's what we're gonna do with that. So at least we have something to salvage out of it, as well as we've got some 2.5 inch kind of project slabs in the barn as well. So definitely kind of bummed out about this. Normally in these videos I try to at least get to some kind of positive ending, but that's not going to be the case with this activity. We're going to bag this, process what we have. Good thing is we're getting ready for a photo shoot for Waxhaw Woodworks website on Saturday of this week. So I'm having to get the barn cleaned up, get the sawmill cleaned up, and I think at the end of this video we'll take you around and just show you those things cleaned up and in a positive light and end on a happy note. And you can probably get to see Miss Kara to do that. We'll probably do that on Saturday as well. But yeah, a little bummed out with this, but we're gonna make the best of it. Get this guy off the mill, process those 2x, and go from there. Come along. So here's a little basket we've been working on, and we're cutting these just into 1 foot pieces. Ultimately, I may split these a little further, but I want to keep in the basket so we can maybe put it in a kiln at some point, dry them out, and then maybe further process them down to smaller. But this is going to be its home for now until we get this guy filled up. All right, so you guys saw, loaded up some more of the 12-inch long cedar chunks for premium firewood in the basket. So we salvaged something out of that, so that's good. Didn't get the 2x we were looking for stair treads for Miss Kara's boss, but we will continue to work on that. But we did do something cool today. We had our marketing team came out. They're putting the website together for Waxhaw Woodworks, and we did a photo shoot and some video. So to get ready for that, we got the barn cleaned up. So we get to show you guys a clean barn that happens maybe once a year around here. But yeah, we'll show you some of the things. This is red oak mantle. This is, go back to our past videos. Mr. Pat, Miss Katie, we did one for theirs off of the same log. So that looks pretty cool. We've got sweet gum that you guys saw us mill up before. We got some mantles and a big bench piece maybe back there. Some other red oak slabs here. Just starting to get inventory out where you can see it. In this video we showed you the cedar slabs. Move those guys inside here. So these are some pretty cool project pieces. So we'll let those guys start drying and ready for future use. But it's just so nice to have the shop cleaned up every once in a while. Yeah, it looks good. And now Miss Kara's gonna join me to finish up this video. Look who we have here.
Hey.
Miss Kara.
Came to join you.
Yeah. It's like I do all the work all week long, and then you show up at the end.
Never.
Looks good. So we did our photo shoot today.
That was fun.
You were a movie star.
Oh yeah.
It was good. Had fun doing that.
We got to kiss a lot.
Yep. Yeah, they said that's when we had our best facial expressions. He said, give her a kiss, and I'd give her a kiss.
There we go.
And then we smiled.
Smile for the picture.
So that was good.
It worked. It was fun. They were good.
So the shop and the barn's cleaned up, looks great. This is kind of our little project table.
Yeah, for the mini projects.
Yeah,
small project table.
Yeah, little woodwork things. We've got some cutting board, cheese board type things, cookbook holders.
And I am learning to make epoxy. Hopefully one day get into much bigger projects doing some epoxy river tables. But for
these
now,
things are cool. Look at these.
For now, it's just little coasters to get used to how fast it cures, how the colors take. what the colors look like. They always look a little different when they're dry powder and when you put them in epoxy. So they're coasters, also color standards, kind of. Just a little practice.
But I think in the future we'll work in, like as we have scrap wood of nice pieces, we'll put the wood in the corners, fill with epoxy in the middle, kind of thing. So
Yep.
should be cool. Yeah.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. But we're getting there.
Yeah, you don't want to screw it up with that epoxy. It's not cheap.
No. Nope.
Start small, but it's fun. I've enjoyed doing it, definitely.
So this is not, I didn't have the success I wanted to in this video. We started off trying to make cedar treads for your boss, and we ended up with 0 cedar treads.
You
And
never know what's going to be inside the tree.
well, yeah, you kind of do a little bit. And that's how I opened the video. You didn't see that yet, but I was like,
Not high hopes. for
yeah,
us.
I'm hesitating to even get started on this. And then it was kind of, it happened. So that's done. But we do have a half a basket of, call it premium cedar firewood chunks
And a clean barn.
and a clean barn. So that's cool.
See how long that lasts.
We'll high five on that.
Absolutely.
So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and hit subscribe. Tell your mama, tell your friends, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.
Bye-bye.